Dear brothers in Islam, today's topic is about brotherhood in Islam, unity in Islam, al-ukhuwa fil Islam wal-wahda fil Islam. And one of the main objectives of Islam is to bring Muslims closer to each other, to love each other, to treat each other as brothers. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةً. The believers are nothing else than brothers. So that's the description of the believers, that you are brothers. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتُ بَعْضُهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ بَعْضٍ. And the believers, men and women, are awliya of one another. Awliya means helper, friends, supporter, protectors, a true brother, a true sister, helping each other. One unity. And the Prophet ﷺ said, none of you will have faith till he loves for his Muslim brothers what he loves for himself. So to really have faith, iman, you have to love for your brother what you love for yourself. And the key thing is action, not talk. Muslims today are big on talk, little on action. In the early days of Islam, Muslims were little on talk, big on action. So we need to go back to this attitude. Talk less, but act true brother. One of the companion, he bought a head of a goat. When he took it home, he thought of his brother, one of the Muslim brother, and he said, such and such, probably he needs it more than me. So he sent it to him as a gift. The person who received it did the same, thought of it, and he said, probably such and such needs it more than me. And so forth, on and on. 7 people. And the 7th person took it and gave it as a gift to the person who bought it originally. That is Muslims. That is brotherhood. Loving for your brother what you love for yourself. He preferred his brother over himself. He said he may need it more than me. And the Prophet ﷺ said, you cannot enter paradise unless you become a total believer. And you won't become a total believer unless you love each other. So you want to get to paradise? Love your fellow Muslim. I'm not talking about emotional love. I'm talking about mental love. You care about them. You worry about them. You want to make sure that they are okay. Everything is fine with them. That is the love. And in another hadith, the Prophet says, the Muslim is a brother to the Muslim. He does not do wrong to him, does not abandon him, and does not betray him. Look at the brotherhood. You don't harm your brother. And you don't forget him. You don't abandon him. Not when it's time of difficulty. Oh, is it on his own? I'm just worried about myself. I'm not going to worry about the other guy. No, you worry about him. Because the concept of Islam, you worry about him today, tomorrow you need somebody to worry about you. And if everyone in Muslim just worried about himself, the community will collapse. But that's the whole idea. It's a system. Allah created a religion that we all support each other. So today you're supporting one person. Tomorrow you have the whole community standing behind you to support you, not to let you down. And the Prophet ﷺ said, the believers in their mutual kindness, kind to each other, compassion and sympathy are just like one body. When one of the organs suffer, the whole body responds to it with wakefulness and fever. Look at the unity of the Muslim. You don't look like, the liver, you have a problem in your liver. The hands say, forget about it. It's not me. I don't worry about the liver. Or the legs say, you know, who cares about that? The whole body gets into a fever to fight the disease. The whole body is doing everything they can to fight that disease. That is Muslims. We all are together, not because one is falling down or weak. Any community is as strong as the weakest person in that community. That's the bottom line. If we don't take the hand of the weakest person, the whole community will fall. What's making communities strong? When you look at the early day of Islam, the weakest person in the Muslim community was strong compared to the rest of the world. And this is the way it is. If the weakest person is strong, the whole community will be strong. And another hadith talking about the unity, the Prophet ﷺ says, the relationship of the believer with another believer is like the bricks of a building. Each strengthens the other. If you look at bricks, when you look at the building, they're holding each other. Each one is holding the other. Just imagine if you have a couple of bricks on the ground, you can kick them. You can break them. You can walk around them. You can do whatever you want. They are nothing, just a couple of bricks. But when you have a wall, you have a building, it protects everybody. Nobody can penetrate it. And that's what's happening to our Muslim community today. We are just bricks. If you look at the Muslim Ummah, we're just bricks. Countries, each one don't care about the other. You hear there is a famine in one Muslim country, the others never heard of it. They don't know anything about it. You hear something, a flood in another Muslim country, the other, oh, they're talking about the moon, not somebody else. We are just individual bricks, those nations. And that's why we are weak. We are not one wall that can protect the Muslims. And another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ says, on the day of judgment, seats will be placed around the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Around the throne. For a group of people whose faces resemble the full moon, these people shall not experience any fear or terror, although all others will. So on the day of judgment, everybody is scared, but those people are not. They are the friends of Allah upon whom there shall be no fear and who shall not be sad. It was asked to the Prophet, who are those people, O Messenger of Allah? So the Prophet ﷺ said, they are the ones who love one another for the sake of Allah. So loving your brother puts you in a position close to Allah. Close. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will be in a seat around His throne by loving your brother Muslim. And another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ says, a Muslim is the brother of a Muslim. He neither oppresses him, nor humiliates him, nor looks down upon him. And then he pointed to his heart and he said, piety is here, piety is here, piety is here. It is evil enough for a Muslim to look down on his Muslim brother. All things of a Muslim are haram, forbidden for another Muslim. His blood, his wealth, and his honor. So just looking down on a Muslim, even if you say nothing, just in your heart, because he pointed to the heart. So what counts? It's what's in your heart. Not you just pretend, oh, I love you, but you're looking down at him. Why is he here? Why is he sitting next to me? Just having that in your heart, then you wronged your brother. That's a sin. That's a sin. You're supposed to look at your brother, not look at him down, but look at him with respect, with love. And then he's saying his blood is haram. To hurt another Muslim, kill him or whatever is haram. His wealth, even if the court tells you, okay, here is a judgment against your brother, and you know it's not true. You know it's false because you present a document or whatever, but you know it's false. It is haram. Allah will ask you about that. And his honor, it means his wife and children. And in another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ says, whoever relieves a believer from a distress in this life, Allah will relieve him from a distress on the day of judgment. And whoever brings ease to a believer who is in difficulty, Allah will bring ease to him in both this life and the next. And whoever covers up the shortcoming, the fault, the bad things of a Muslim, Allah will cover up his shortcomings in this world and the next. Allah will always help a servant as long as the servant helps his brother. Look at that beautiful hadith. You cover the shortcoming of a brother. He has something bad that you covered. Allah will cover your shortcoming in this world. If you think about it, when you cover the shortcoming of your brother, maybe somebody else will expose him. But when Allah covers your fault, nobody will expose you. So your chances is great. There is no chance with Allah. It's guaranteed. But when you cover the fault of your brother, you're weak. What can you do? Maybe another person saw him. Maybe another person will talk about him. When you bring ease to the difficulty of a brother, what can you give him? Little money? Allah will bring ease to you. So remember, it's Allah who's going to help you more than what you can help anybody with. And your brother has rights over you. He has rights over your speech. If you think about it, you have to shut up and know when to shut up about your brother. If you know something wrong about him, shut up. Don't go and spread it. If he invites you to his house and you see something, don't go out and spread it. You keep it yourself. Shut up. If your brother gives you a secret, tells you a secret, you don't reveal his secret. He trusted you. You keep it. But then at the same time, you know when to talk. If you're sitting and somebody is criticizing your brother and you know it's all wrong, you speak up. Don't say, it's not my problem. Speak up. Because Allah will make somebody else sitting in another meeting speak up about you. So speak up. If you see somebody wronging your brother, speak up. If you see somebody doing wrong to your brother, don't stop. Don't say, I'm going to shut up now. It's none of my business. No, it is your business. And the other thing is, you're supposed to pray for your Muslim brother. This is important. If you love your brother, you pray for him. And if you pray for him in his absence, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala assign an angel that make prayer for you, make dua for you and says, Allah, and the same for him. The angel is making dua for you. So make dua to your brother. If you know he's in difficulty, make dua for him. If you know he's looking for a job, make dua for him. Allah will help you, will make an angel make the same dua for you. So do that for your brother. And if you look at Islam, all acts of worship that we do, all of them are promoting brotherhood and unity. All the act of worship. If you look at Salah, Salah is bringing brotherhood. We all stand in line together. Every one of us next to the other. You don't have a rich person sitting in the front, the poor people sitting in the back. We don't have the powerful having chairs and sitting on the chairs, everybody else sitting on the ground. We're all one nation, one community. Brothers, nobody is better than the other. Nobody. If you look at zakat, it's an obligation that we have. As a Muslim, if you have money, it is your duty to go and look for your brother Muslim who needs that money, or go look for the organization that can help your brother Muslim. You don't sit and say, he's going to come to me. No. In Islam, you go and look for him. If you don't do it, you miss the part of your religion. So zakat, it's our duty to go and look for our brother Muslim. That's brotherhood. And if you look at fasting, when we fast Ramadan, the whole community fasts at the same time. The whole community break their fast at the same time. Most of the community, they go to do Taraweeh prayer. Unity. Unity. It's not each one alone. It's not, I'm going to start fasting from 4 o'clock and I'm going to break my fast at midnight. And I'm going to fast from 2 o'clock in the afternoon to maybe 6 o'clock. Unity. That's the message that Allah is giving us. Unity. Be one community, not individual islands. And of course, if you look at Hajj, there is no better example than that. You have 5 million people. You wouldn't recognize anybody. Everybody is naked except from a couple of towels. And everybody is around sweating and all of that. You don't know who's a king and who's a slave, who's a millionaire and who is penniless. You don't know. Brotherhood and unity. What's gathering us, all 5 million, is Islam. That's what's gathering us. And that's what Islam is about. Another thing, if you look at history, all immigrations in history, all of them, no exception, except one, but no exception, all immigration brought tension, brought blood, brought all kind of evil with it. If you look at the European when they came to this country, the Native American were massacred, their land taken, a lot of tension, a lot of blood. Even if you look today, look at Europe, like you look at Germany, there is tension between the German and the Turk, people from Turkey, there is tension between them. Look at Africa, when the European went to all Africa, all of them, tension, blood, all of that, except one immigration in the whole history of the world that I know of. The immigration of the Muslim from Mecca to Medina. The Muslim went from Mecca penniless because they escaped, they went in the dark, all of that. They left all their belonging. The people of Quraysh, the unbeliever, did not let them get out with their wealth. So they left all their wealth. And they went to Medina. And the Prophet ﷺ made brotherhood between the people of Medina called Al-Ansar, the helper, and the immigrant of Mecca. He made them brothers. The people of Ansar of Medina, they took their brother at home, split their money with them, split their wealth that worked hard for them. And you read in the history, they went to their home, they put a sheet in the middle of the house and tell their brother from Mecca, choose which side of the house you would like to have. It's yours. No tension, no blood, love. That's the only immigration that I know of that happened with love and compassion. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to be brothers. Even on the day of judgment, on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet told us in hadith, Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam told us in hadith, on the day of judgment, 2 people will be standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And one of them is going to say to Allah, this man took my wealth by force, stole it, something like that, and I want it back. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will look at the other person and say, give him his property back. The man looks at Allah and say nothing. We're up there, we have no property, we have nothing, we're just nothing. There is nothing you can do. So we're standing in front of Allah. The man says nothing. So the other man says, then take from his good deeds and give me some of his good deeds. So Allah take the little good deeds that this man has and give it to the other person. And they are gone, there is nothing. Still he's owed money. So the man says to Allah, then take some of my sins and dump it on him. So Allah says to the man, what if I give you something better? So the man says, what is that, Allah? He said, look up. So the man looks up and he sees a beautiful palace, huge, all gold, all jewels, everything, brilliant, beautiful. The man is fascinated and he said, who that belongs to? Does it belong to a prophet or to a martyr? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, no, it belongs to the person who has the price. So the man said, and who has the price for such a palace? He said, you. He said, me? He said, yeah. You forgive your brother, that will give you the price for this palace. He said, I forgive him, Allah, I forgive him. He said, take the hand of your brother and go both of you to Jannah. Look at the brotherhood. Even Allah on the day of judgment is bringing Muslim together. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين استغفروه إنه غفور رحيم